Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an awesome day. My name is Lance, and I'm so excited to share with you today how to automate Scholar payouts for Axie Infinity. I just ran my first automated payouts yesterday, and I posted about it on Twitter, had a couple people ask me about how I did it, and so I wanted to share because I haven't seen any videos on YouTube about how to do this. And luckily, I had some friends that helped me out. So I just wanted to help the rest of the community. And hopefully, this video is helpful. There are resources you can go read, but I feel like it's a little bit intimidating for people like me that are not super technical. And so just having somebody else explain it in a video, I'm hoping can give you the confidence that you can do it. So if you don't take anything away from this video, just take the confidence that you can do it. It is possible for people that are not super technical, and it's really not that hard. It might just take you a little bit of time to set it up and a little bit of time to debug it if something goes wrong. But it's worth it. I'm probably going to save 2+ hours a week, and as our scholarship program grows, then I'll save more and more time. So we've got, I think, 120 scholars right now. We're targeting to get to 200 by the end of next month. So this was taking up more and more of my time and becoming a real emotional burden for me. I don't know how it is for you guys, but doing scholar payouts isn't like an exciting, fun thing for me to do. And so I knew I needed to automate it. First person I talked to was Rich from Ready Player DAO, and he kind of turned me on to Zerachi's script, which I'm going to talk to you about. And then GeForce sent me the link to it. And then I had another friend, Wooly from Novus Omni Guild, who did it on a Mac and used a different script and kind of gave me more confidence that it is possible. And so I finally did it. So here we go. We're going to jump in and I'm going to show you how to do it. So here's the payout script step-by-step install instructions. If you are good enough, you can just stop the video and click the link and go do this yourself. If you want a little bit of walkthrough, I'm going to walk you through it. So you need a Windows machine to be able to run this. I didn't have one, but I'm getting enough into the NFT gaming space that I feel like I needed a Windows machine. Most gaming companies kind of prefer Windows, Android, non-Mac, Apple type hardware software. So I decided to bite the bullet and just get one because it seemed easier to set this up on a Windows machine, and I was thinking about getting one anyway. And then having a more dedicated machine for a lot of the on-chain things I'm doing is a decent security measure as well. So if you've already got a Windows machine, that's your first hurdle. If you don't, you're going to need to go get one, or I can maybe link some other options here, like the one that Wooly did on a Mac, for you to go check out other options. Oh, and before I jump into this too, I wanted to just say if you don't want to set this up yourself or you don't want to run these scripts yourself, there are some options of Discord bots. So if you use Axie Tracker, if you've watched my other video about Axie Tracker, or you use, I think it's axie.management is the site, and it's tracker.axie.management. They just released a Discord bot, and I didn't understand that they were charging 3% for that Discord bot. So I was about to set this script up, and then I went and set up their bot. And then the first payout I did, I saw that it was taking 3%. I was like, that's way too much. There's another group that launched a Discord bot that takes 1%. So if you'd prefer a Discord bot and you're willing to pay a percentage, it makes it easier because your scholars can just claim their own SLP whenever they want to claim it. But if you have a larger organization, the dollar amounts that you're going to be spending get pretty significant. And it becomes, in my opinion, well worth setting up your own system to be able to run this, and it doesn't take that long to run it. So if those programs become less expensive, or they have like a fixed price to use the Discord bot, and they get better reporting, then it might be worth me paying for that. But I didn't feel like it was worth paying 3% or even 1% on an ongoing basis for that service. So anyway, let's jump back in here. So you're going to set up the PowerShell. You just essentially go in the search bar, search for the PowerShell, and click. So you're going to install, this is the Linux subsystem. So you'll copy and paste this command into the PowerShell when it's ready to go. Wait for the command to run, type yes to restart your computer. And then you're going to go and install Ubuntu. Make sure it's the latest version. And you do that just by searching in the Microsoft Store. So I'll click on these to make it a little bit bigger. Search for it in the search bar, Microsoft Store, look for Ubuntu, make sure it's the right version, and then download that as well. So you've got PowerShell and you've got Ubuntu. Okay, then you're going to get the script from Zrachis, and I don't even know if I'm saying his name correctly, or his screen name. Hopefully I am. So you're going to go to this site. Actually, I've already clicked on it. So here it is here. You're going to go to this site and you need these documents. Okay, and you download them by clicking on this, and then you can download the zip file. And once you download the zip file, it's going to look like this. And then you double click on that, and then this is what's inside of it. So this is what you're going to get. You got the payout script, which is a .py file, a Python file. When you try to open that or do anything with it, your system might flag you and say, hey, this is a dangerous type of file. That's just because it's a Python file. It was, I can say it was safe so far for my computer. I don't see anything malicious here. Several people have used this script, so don't stress out about those alerts that you're going to get. So Python, and then here you have the JSON file. So these are the two that you're going to actually edit if you want to edit the scripts. So I'll show you what this one looks like initially. This is just kind of showing you the like setup of what you need. You're not going to leave in any of this stuff that's inside the quotations. So again, if you're not a programmer, you may not be familiar with what that means, but you're going to just use the quotations and then put in whatever it says inside the quotation. So he's just made it very easy for you here. You're going to put in your Ronin Academy address in here. So your Ronin : whatever the numbers are for yourself. This is for paying the guild or yourself, or however you want to put it. He's called it your academy. So then you're going to put the scholar name in here. You're not going to change any of these things in quotations over here to the left, just the ones on the right. So you're going to put in the name of the scholar, then you're going to put in the private key. If you don't know how to get the private key, you're going to go into Ronin, you're going to click manage, and then you're going to click on the account that you want the private key for. It will bring up a little thing that has a place to put in your password. The password is the password for your Ronin, just like when you unlock the Ronin in Chrome. And then it will show you the private key. There's a little button to copy the private key. It's just a long string of numbers and letters, and then you paste it into here. That is the piece that you don't want to share with anyone. So if you decide to have someone help you set this up, then don't share the private key with anyone. Don't share it with your scholars. Don't send it via email, chat, whatever. That would be just like sharing your seed phrase for that one account. So they wouldn't be able to access all the different sub accounts in your Ronin wallet, but it would be like it's having the key for that one account. They can run a script like this and do whatever they want with the assets that are in the account. So next is the account address. So this is the account that the scholar plays on. So this is the account you control that the scholar plays on. And then the next one is the account that you want the script to pay to. So this is the scholar's account that you're paying out their share to. Next is the scholar's percentage pay. So if they're getting 50%, like it defaults to in here, you're going to put 50%. And then the next one is just the description, I guess. So you just put, if it's 50%, just put the same thing, but do it in quotation. So it would be zero, just like this, 0.5%, inside quotations like that. And that's it. And you got to set that up for every single scholar. So that's the boring, long, annoying part. And you're going to save it and keep it in this same folder. So if you need to do more of these than just 2, which I'm assuming you would, you're going to take this right here and you're going to copy this portion and you're going to paste it underneath. And just make sure it matches completely. Put a comma there. There you go. It matches just like it does up above. I had my assistant manager scholars set this document up for me and include all of the account addresses and the scholar payout addresses and put in the correct percentage payouts, scholar names. And so the only thing I had to do was come in and put in the private keys. So I came in here, I put in the private keys and then saved it to this folder. I think it's worth just testing it. So if you want to come in here and just delete out everything except for 1, then you could test the script and make sure that it's going to function for you. Make sure you've put everything in there correctly, whatever. So pick one of your scholars that is ready to pay out, or if your own account is ready to pay out, put all the information in and then test the script. And I'm going to show you next how to actually set up running that part of it. So this file is the piece that takes the longest. Once you set up this file, it's got all the information that it needs and it can pull that and run it. I'll show you this payout script. So this piece, Zerachis, who wrote this script, is very upfront. There's a built-in 1% that you can easily modify by changing the value of fee payout address from 0.01 to 0. So in this file that we were just looking at, that's what he's talking about. So in this file right here, the fee payout percentage is 0.01. So right there is where you're going to change that, and it's going to send it to his payout address, and this is just like a donation if you want to leave it in there. If you don't want to leave it in there, or you want to do a smaller percentage, then you could do that as well. For us, we actually utilized this piece to pay out the assistant managers in my guild. So they receive a percentage of pay for helping me manage the guild, and we put their percentage in here. And now every time the scholars get paid, they get a little percentage of that as well. So that's about it for this one. I don't know that you really need to change anything else, but should be good to go. Just change that piece, set up your JSON file, which is all of your personal information specific to you, and then you're ready to go to the next step. So the next step, we're going to come back to this step-by-step instruction piece. We already extracted the zip file. We already talked about the JSON folder. Okay, so now we're ready to actually run or set up the terminal. So enter the following commands. Let's just make sure we're good here. So you're gonna open this folder here, and you're gonna shift right click and select Open Linux Shell here. Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like when you shift right click. It's gonna bring up this little window, and then you just click on Open Linux Shell here. So again, shift right click within the folder, and you can see these are the only ones you need within the folder. The rest of them are just kind of details or readme files. But then it's gonna bring up this console. Okay, so you're gonna see this. Might look scary if you're not a technical person. It's not that scary. You just copy. Oh, what happened there? I didn't mean to go to that page. Let's go back to the README. Okay, so you're gonna go to the you're gonna essentially, so you can now run the script by typing this. No, you're gonna enter these first. Okay, so enter the following commands on the terminal one by one. So you're gonna do this. You just take this, copy it, and then you can click on the terminal, and then you can just right click. The right click is like a paste. So you copy this from this document, you come into here right after the green and blue words, you're gonna click, left click, and then right click, and it'll paste, and then you hit enter. So sudo apt update, left click, right click, enter. It's gonna run the script, okay? And once it runs the script and it comes down here and says something at the bottom like it's confirmed or whatever, then it will come up with this same green and blue lettering again. That means it's ready for the next one. If it fails or something, then you might have to run it again. So then you're going to do the next one. Copy this, left click, right click, enter, run it. Okay. Then the third one, copy it, left click, right click, enter. Once you've set all these up, then you're ready to actually try the file, the payout script. So you can now run the script by typing this command. Again, you're just going to copy and then left click, right click, enter. Then it will come up, it's going to review, it's going to tell you which ones are ready to claim. If you have nobody ready to claim, it's going to just say nobody's ready to claim. But if you have them ready to claim, it'll say it'll show you the account, and it'll show you how much SLP is available for that account, and then you just click yes or no. Do it as a lowercase y to keep going, and then you're going to review all the payment transactions, and then approve or refuse all the payment transactions by typing yes or no. So it's two different steps. It's going to show claim yes, and then pay yes. And then once you pay, it'll go do all those transactions, and it will show you all the transactions. It'll show you, in our case, the 3 different transactions: the one that's going to the academy address or the guild address, the one that's going to the scholar, and the one that's going to the managers. So that's it. Then you're done. It's working. So you do, like I said, you're going to have to come in and run the script still every time you want to pay. So it's automating those and it's doing them quickly for you, but you do have to come in and actually do it every time. So the advantage of the Discord bot, if you went with one of those, is that you wouldn't have to do that. As long as the scholars have the commands they need and they're set up, they can go claim the SLP themselves. I'm assuming that in the future, somebody's probably going to set up a Discord bot that they will just release for free to the community, or Axie Infinity will release some kind of a scholar management mechanism that's a lot easier than what we're doing now. But for all of us trailblazers, this is it. We got to set up our own automated payment script. So I hope this was helpful. For me, some of the troubleshooting things I ran into, like one of the scripts initially just wouldn't run, and there was an issue, I think, where I just needed to close out of the program completely and reopen the file and then do it again. So if you run into a problem, just shut your computer down, make sure everything's saved, shut your computer down, open it all back up, and try it again. That fixed one problem that I had for me. And then there was another problem where just somewhere in my file, I think it was like Scholar 109, there was an issue that you couldn't see by looking at the file, but there was an issue in that one scholar's, the way the JSON file was written for that one scholar, that was causing an error. So if you have something like that, you might need somebody to help you troubleshoot it, but it will tell you within the console which line there's an error on, and you can go in and look at the line in the Python file to see what that's related to. And then if there's an issue with it in your JSON file, you can look at the line. You can go search for that. So we knew that it was having to do with the Scholar payout address, and we knew that's all we knew. So then shout out to Bushido. He's the one that found it, my assistant manager, and he just did a search for the exact phrasing, spacing, everything that it should be on the Scholar payout line, and that one didn't come up, line 109. So we just took it, copied that one exactly the way it should. It looked the same, but it wasn't, evidently. Maybe there was a new space in there or something. Something had gotten corrupted in the file. We just pasted that in there, and then it worked like a charm. So if you need some troubleshooting, feel free to reach out to me. To find the line on an error, it's going to be in the bottom right of the window as you're clicking through the file. So those are some things I ran into. It was, a frustrating couple of days trying to figure this out and fumble through it on my own. Hopefully this will give you a head start, and you got a little support if you need to reach out to me. Happy to help. Hope this video helps. Give us a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you like more content about management for Axie Infinity or NFT gaming, and have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.